Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about why I absolutely love Tera Fairy Skeledirge. Opponent's got Kyogre, Ogerpon, Hearthflame, Chinchino, Iron Boulder, Basculegion, and Scizor. Let's jump into it and get right into the action. Before we get into the video, I'd like to just thank you guys and take your time for that absolutely jab-cross combo that you guys gave to the last video. That support was unreal, and I can't even tell you how much I appreciate it. Opponents leading off with Kyogre, and we are leading off with our Iron Valiant. Now, normally Kyogre would be a lot scarier than it is. And don't get me wrong, it's still pretty terrifying. Got a lot of high base special attack and HP and defenses. But I am faster. I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt. I was faster because of the booster energy. And Chun-Li just doesn't have the thighs to stomach the Origin Pulse there. I don't think it could have stomached any water attack. Alright, Balrog, you've got an Assault Vest. Let's see how well you do. You outspeed. I see some investment. Looks like some mixed defensive investment. And even with Assault Vest, the rain is going to be a washout for Assault Vest Hitmonchan. So, finally up, Ryu, as he began channeling the evil spirit within him originally in the last match, we do have, of course, Choice Scarf, so we can put an end to this thing before it gets out of hand. Luckily, we've brought it down and chipped it away that we can just take it out. And we got that KO! Alright, guys, so I decided to add a sound effect to the KO. Let me know in the comment section if you like it. As always, if you enjoy the music we're kicking in today's show, drop a comment down below and let me know. Alright, he goes on into his Golden Scizor, the only game where this actually looks like a really good shiny, really well defined as gold and not just like pukey yellow. The purple eyes are pretty cool too. Now, I'm thinking that I'm not really sure how I feel about this. I'm wondering if he's physically defensive. Looks so. Dual Wing Beat Technician. You know, of all the things that I can remember a Scizor learning, Dual Wing Beat isn't one of them that comes to mind. I haven't thought about Wing Attack Scyther since Yellow version. I'm going to go into M-Bison. And you might be like, Retro, the rain is up. And I was like, you know what? I think he knows that even with the rain up, he is no match for M-Bison's Torch Song. So he's going to swap out here. He goes out into his Iron Boulder. His Iron Boulder, of course, takes abysmal 0 damage, not only from Torch Song being resisted by its rock typing, but also because the rain is up. And I was like, I'm going to take this opportunity to go ahead and show you guys why I absolutely love Skeledirge. Going to terrestrialize into the fairy typing here. And what's really, really neat about this Pokemon is the Will-O-Wisp Hex combo. We take a Mighty Cleave at above half. You know, we had a match last game with the Cleavor trying to cleave his way to victory. However, Hitmonchan was not having any of it. And guess what? Skeledirge isn't either. These Mighty Cleaves, we're taking this damage, we're slacking off this damage, and you're like, Retro, you've turned into Fairy type, so now you are susceptible to Scizor's Bullet Punch. I know. That is why it is very important for us to keep that health as high as humanly possible so that we can take it out. We're also stalling rain so that we can guarantee knock out the Scizor with a Torch Song. However, after a couple of slack-offs, I am done messing around with this thing, and a Hex, and we get our second KO! There we go, there's that second knockout we were looking for. Skeledirge, 2 on the board, very, very, very nice, as we, of course, knocked it out with the Hex, which is going to prompt the Scizor to come back in. However, the rain is not around to help you this time, and that is great. Because the rain isn't there, you have to rely on Bullet Punch taking me out with Technician, and I already believe you're physically defensive, but Skeledirge is a monster, lives it on 21, and that Torch Song sings the song of sorrow and woe and demise for our Golden Boy. And we get, as you said, another KO! And there we go. Skeledirge is 2 on the board, really low HP. Trying to see what my opponent would like to bring in. He brings in the Ogerpon Hearthflame. Now, I know I can't live any attack from this thing, and I'm not going to be able to really get damage on it either. I could just slack off. It is a physically defensive monster with usually bold. You could run a lot of different things. However, we live it on the quick attack that comes from my opponent. 2 of those are enough to put M. Bison out of commission, but we do get some really relative Hex damage, which I don't think is too relative. I have physically defensive Zangief in the back, and I also have Akuma. We're going to be talking about Akuma again later in the series. Speaking of, who is your favorite Street Fighter character? I need to know in the comment section down below who you like and who you guys have come up with for the perfect Street Fighter character for Pokemon. This is the most opportune moment to Dragon Dance. However, don't cut my opponent out just yet. He has something in the back. And I think this particular part makes its own content and its own short. But we'll get into it in just a sec. We take a U-turn and we don't take it very well, and he goes out into that Basculegion that I was fearing in the back. Well, no, he goes to Chinchino first. When he goes to this Chinchino, it really confuses me, because I was like, this is either Focus Sash or Choice Scarf. And while Dragon Dance Roaring Moon is pretty fast, I will tell you that, I don't know if you guys know this, Chinchino is actually speed tied with Raikou for a 361 max plus speed. That's absolutely insane. So, of course we go for a crunch. Luckily there's no Focus Sash or Choice Scarf. Excuse me. So that crisis is evaded, as my opponent goes now out into Sleepy, that Basculegion. And I was like, okay, maybe this thing is Focus Sash. Maybe it's Choice Scarf. I'm not sure. Maybe it's Choice Band. I'm not really sure what's going on with this thing. He terastallizes into his Ghost typing here. And I'm really wondering what this fish is up to. Because I was like, okay, Crunch just takes it out. But it has the Focus Sash. Oh, that is so bad. And not only is that bad, because the move choice that my opponent goes for is the Endeavor. Talk about this kind of Endeavor. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, I have physically defensive Zangief, but this is a Basculegion. This is an adaptability Basculegion. And I don't know if you guys know this, but liquidation from adaptability Basculegion, I'll leave it in the description down below. However, luckily we don't have to deal with any of those shenanigans, because even though Zangief is a very big and fat boy and needs to lay off burger time, he is able to come in, outspeed, and get the KO! You win! Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the final video of this series, and we'll reveal this amazing Balrog-inspired Street Fighter team to you in a Poképaste and the video itself. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.